Hello, my name is Rina Castro, and this is my story called Quietly at Home. Romilda sat quietly at home, draped in her warm sweater, sweatpants, and socks. It was no joke that winter would shake her to the core. Luckily, she was drizzled by the radiance of the fireplace inside her room. Then she gazes through her window to see her dog, Haggy, circling in place and barking non-stop in the yard. Haggy's eyes look up vigorously at his human, as if he's pulling a tantrum at work. Ramola's brows lowered in anxiety, while taking a sip of hot cocoa and continued to watch Haggy trailblaze on the hues of snowflakes that covered the tether tides of spring. Since yesterday, when Ramola's friend Liz was welcomed to her home after a terrible breakup with her boyfriend, Haggy bared his teeth out and snarled at her. It's the complete opposite of the gentle giant Romola knew. She had never seen him act that way before. This also caught Romilda when Liz stayed. Her eyes were bags of bleach, and she was distant, mumbling gibberish words, gripping her starry necklace. And when she checked her, she would curse at her as Satan. Romilda was unhappy with her actions, but thinking this was the stage of grief, she let it go. Hopefully, time will give her the healing she needs to move on. But what caused the breakup in the first place? Eventually, Romilda realized the silence. Oh, Agnes asleep? Must free from all that barking. Suddenly, she felt a familiar gurgling in her stomach. Cold leftover pizza was not the best option for a snack. Romilda raced to her bathroom and sat in the toilet bowl for release. As she was in the middle of relieving herself, what was the noise? There it is again. Romilda looked up, realizing it came from her bathroom door. A groan laughter. She rolled her eyes when she realized that must be Liz hungover. She grunts annoyingly. Of all the places, it has to be my bathroom. Liz, occupy, I'm inside, Romilda yelled. The noise stopped. The door to Romilda's bathroom creaked open to reveal a ghostly white boy with pitch black eyes peeking out from the door, staring right at her. Romilda stared back in those ominous eyes, skin clammed and color drained. She could feel her chest tightening, a chill followed, and her heart was racing before letting out a blood-curdling scream. So that's the end of my story called Quietly at Home. And for some of you who do not understand the context of it, it's basically an experience. Now, I wanted to write something that was mundane, but has a plot twist to it. I like to surprise my audience, That's how I write. So it's basically simple and straightforward. It was about Romilda being at home, you know, and then she experiences something peculiar, something very strange, with her dog and Liz and, the atmosphere going on around them. And so, like, the first issue that she encountered was that, you know, when when her dog Haggy, was being out of character, he used to be, this gentle giant that Romilda described, but then, he suddenly started become, snarly, teeth bearing out and becoming more aggressive and, barking and all of that. And that's why, he was outside because and not inside of the home because, something strange was going on. around Romilda's home. And that's why, if you can see, Romilda was anxious, just seeing how Haggy was, you know, like it was an instant, it was a change of character, character for her dog. And then this, all started, with the second issue with Liz. Liz, had just recently broken up with her boyfriend and all that. She's experiencing some, crisis, going through grief, and that's why Romilda took pity on her long-term friend Liz, and that's why she welcomed her to her home so that she could have the space and the time that she needed, to heal from that broken relationship that she experiences. But that is also when, after Haggy, snarling and barking at Liz, that also made Romilda become anxious and, all knowing that Liz was also out of character as well. She was the complete opposite of what she was, being sociable and, being friendly and all that. You can see here that, she is much more tired, being much more distant and doing peculiar things like mumbling to herself with weird words, gripping her starry necklace and all that. And then she would snap at Romilda, and she would call her Satan, which really frustrated Romilda though. But she wants to, let it all go, and because she's probably thinking on this stage of grief that she's been going through and all that, and she wants to help her, she wants to let her in and comfort her and all that. But she did also ponder the idea of like, what caused the breakup to happen, and like how did progress for Liz to act that way, simple as that. And this is the tipping point of where the story kind of takes in a 180 turn, when she notices this silence going on. It's silent though, and you just presume, the first thought that Romilda assumed was that Haggy is all asleep, and maybe Haggy wasted all of his energy just barking and being aggressive, going around the yard and things like that. But you can tell, as the audience, that that silence was, very much eerie. It was very strange, and that's where it takes a turn for Romilda, out of the blue, like, this is where it gets, surprising, where the buildup leads to the surprise, in this mundane scene, in this mundane experiences, like you think that nothing's gonna happen, no, and it's pretty much gonna be relaxing and all of that. But ever since Liz came in and Haggy started getting this very sensible negative vibe that something's going on, something about surprising is about to happen. And when she went to her bathroom to relieve herself from and all that, like during that, during in the middle of relieving herself, you expect that, being inside your bathroom would be a place of comfort, be a place of being free from, the entire world and all of that, because it's your bathroom. It's also a comfort place of not just relieving yourself, but being in your own, in your own head, in your own mind, and all that, in your own world. And then suddenly there's the disturbance happen, the disturbance in your comfort, plays in. So there's a dot, 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 and Romilda find it, very unusual. And then she realizes again, dot, dot, dot. It came from her bathroom door, it came from her, the gate to her comfort room. And then, she realizes she realized there was a groan, and she said that maybe it was Liz, being drunk and all that, being so hungover. And she was annoyed at her friend, maybe her friend was like that, and like she's experiencing and all of that. It's like, and then why is it has to be my bathroom? No, like then like I tell you to use the other bathroom instead. And then like that's where the surprise, the Big Bang I just want to leave behind, you know, just to like, stick it into the audience, you know, where she like Romelda, after all these encountered issues that she's been, experiencing, and this pent up negativity, this anxiety, this frustration, this, all that, this confusing things. It's like a shock to the system, you know, with, like it's all blank, like that. Like that's where, the biggest hit, like the biggest issue that finally arrives, this progress, that leads to this ending, which is, I would say the last issue, the little boy, the ghost boy, that peeks in, opens the door, and then like pitch black eyes. It's very, very creepy. And it would it will make you frozen, your skin crawls and things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, like all these all these, two issues where Haggy, being a dog, they say they have a sixth sense, they can read, dogs can read, these energies, these supernatural energies that have been going on that we can't, we should normally sense it, but the dog, Hag can sense it, and that's why he's been aggressively been active and was not inside the home. And then, we can obviously assume that it came from Liz, when she was welcomed inside of Ramon's home. And, it's when all this, bad stuff has been happening so far. And with given, Liz's personality was like a big shift, for Romilda to experience, and that's not Liz at all, though, you know, she can you can assume that, these problems were coming from Liz. And like I would want to say that, the story of how did Liz, get this supernatural, bad stuff with her, it came from the breakup, between her and her boyfriend, though. But all that's a story that I'll leave with the audience. That's something they have to think about for themselves, though. And I'm not telling you that. So, and like you can see, like the sad part about it is when, you know, when Romilda, like assumingly that Haggy is asleep, but in reality, Haggy is actually dead, from all that, yeah, like Haggy is dead, in the story eventually, which is kind of sad, though. And you can assume it was the paranormal, it was the little boy, you know, probably Satan, you know, as you can see here, you know, when Liz said, would curse, about Satan, and then like the starry necklace, it's actually that neck satanic symbol, that some of you might know about, And yeah, it builds up to the little boy finally, how should you say this? By conquering or overtaking Romilda's space, with a duck, 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 and everything and all that. And then King enters and peeks into Romilda, using the toilet, and that freaked the hell out. You know, when I was writing this, like obviously I wanted to surprise people like that, but I didn't know what to surprise them. And then I was thinking, about the bathroom and all that, and like, oh, I can use the bathroom, as like the where the horror can, take place. Because like I never had experience with with ghosts, but I always have this sensitivity, radar in me that when something is negative in there, I would not go in there. And I would only go in there if there's another person with me, like there's another there's not like a family member or friend with me, and I would go in there. And like the idea of, like someone peeking into it, like the door, or maybe going under the bathroom door and look at you, or maybe the bathroom window, like while they watch you, relieve yourself is very, very creepy. So that's where I would want to take, all of these issues, all of this foreshadowing, so it can like become like the jump scare or like the creeps or the big bang, and end it the story. So yeah, that is my that is it. That is what is Quietly at Home is all about. And I hope you understand at least how I've written it and how it's engaging with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. See you.